So, in case you guys don't know who I am, my name is Babatunde Penn-Timity. I go by Baba because it's a lot shorter. But basically, I feel like sometimes people get a really bad first impression of me, because if you just see my name, you're gonna think that I'm this big African dude with this really thick accent that no one can understand and needs walking subtitles. I feel like that's what everyone would think. But then you actually see me and you're just like, oh yeah, he speaks English, okay. I mean, he speaks it kind of weird. He has this weird voice, but he still speaks English, right? I mean, but I think that it's even weirder nowadays. I feel like first impressions are really weird in general, especially now because we have internet and we have all of these different things that we can be able to make ourselves look like different people than who we really are in person. I mean, have you seen that, right? You've seen those people that are sitting there and they make their lives look all interesting on Facebook and Twitter and all that. In real life, they're really boring. They'll sit there and they're posting all these funny memes so you can think that they're funny and witty, but they're not actually funny and witty. They're just copying and pasting, But I think that we as a society, we've come to a point where we like to put filters on our life. Not only filters on pictures, but I'm saying filters on our life so we can look like different people than who we really are. And it becomes even worse with us because as Christians, I feel like we kind of do that with our faith too. We try and put filters on the faith and make it look like something that is not. The truth is, faith requires sacrifice. Faith requires something more than just saying, hey, I come to church every Sunday. It's bigger than that. And we see that throughout the whole Bible, but I always like to give my messages a title, and I guess the title for this one is Faith with No Filter. And it's just authentic faith. So if you guys have your Bible, which I hope you do, if not, you maybe have a Bible app on your phone. But let's go to Hebrews 10:32. Alright, so it says, remember those earlier days after you had received the light, when you endured in a great conflict full of suffering. Sometimes you were publicly exposed to insult and persecution. At other times you stood side by side with those who were so treated. You suffered along with those in prison and joyfully accepted the confiscation of your property because you knew that you yourselves had better and lasting possessions. So do not throw away your confidence, it will be richly rewarded. You need to persevere so that when you have done the will of God, you will receive what He has promised. For in just a little while, He who is coming will come and will not delay. But my righteous one will live by faith, and I take no pleasure in the one who shrinks back. But we do not belong to those who shrink back and are destroyed, but to those who have faith and are saved. Now, let's go back a little bit, because I think that there's another important verse to understanding faith, and it's Hebrews 10:23. It's a little bit earlier, but it says, let us hold unswervingly to the hope we profess, for He who promised is faithful. Understand this. There's so many times that people will try and tell you, hey, let's go to church or let's believe, but I don't think people understand that belief takes sacrifice. You're seeing in these verses, he's talking about them getting getting persecuted, their property being taken away. But I don't think you guys fully understand what that means. In this context, it's not only just, people are saying mean things about them on Facebook. No, I mean, these people are literally getting beat. They're literally getting rocks thrown at them. They're literally being thrown in prison. They're literally being burned alive. This is the stuff that was happening to the early church. So when he's talking about persecution, he's not talking about this very easy idea that we have a persecution in America where we're just someone said something really mean about me. It's not that. It's something deeper than that. And see, but I say that to say, we often believe that, hey, everything is easy here. We know we don't have to worry about anything. And so we don't think that Christianity is something that we should invest all of our time into. We don't think it's something that we should give up things for. But that's what Christianity is. And then later, it even says in Hebrews 11:1, it says, now faith is confidence in what we hope for and assurance about what we do not see. Understand that faith is something interesting. Because, like I said, it's very hard for us in America. Like, let's just say you get hungry, right? You get hungry, you don't got to stay at home and wait for that thing to cook. You can just be like, oh, I'll just go to McDonald's. I'll go to Chick-fil-A. I'll go to Chipotle. Whatever you like to go to. And you can sit there, you can just be like, yo, I'm going to get that food real quick. And I mean, I think we've come to a realization that, hey, since we can get everything that we want so quickly, we don't need to wait for everything. But see, what this says in Hebrews 11:1 says that faith is not something that you can see in front of you. It's not stuff that you can already see. That doesn't require faith. What requires faith is the things that you haven't seen yet, but you know that are promised. Because it's just like how it said earlier, the faith is something that is promised. God has promised us something, and we should believe in it and hope for it because He is faithful. Because it's just like that friend that borrows stuff from you, and they say, "Yeah, I'm gonna give it back." You know they ain't gonna give it back because they're not faithful. You know, they're gonna sit there, they're gonna take that stuff, and they're probably not gonna give it back to you until, like, I feel like sometimes, like, I'm gonna, like, some of the things that I let my friends borrow, they're gonna be like, put it down in my casket with me, and they're gonna be like, yo, I gave it back, I told you I would, like, and it's like, kind of, but, like, see, God isn't like that. God is worth waiting for. I mean, it's just like I said with food. I remember I went to Mellow Mushroom, like, a month or two ago with my sisters. And man, I had to wait a little bit, honestly. Like, so I'm sitting there and I'm waiting. I'm like, this food better be good. Because if I'm waiting, I'm hungry. And when I get hungry, I get hangry. Okay? I get angry and hungry. You know, just how it works, okay? So, like, that was what was happening. And then, like, I got the food and it was good. If you haven't been to Mellow Mushroom yet, good food. But, like, as I'm sitting there and I'm, like, waiting, I'm looking at, like, the trippy stuff that they have on the wall. Because if you've been there, you know that they have, like, trippy-looking stuff on the wall. And I'm, like, trying to figure all that out. And I'm sitting there waiting. And I'm like, this better be worth it. I mean, see, this is what you're seeing here in the church. You're seeing people that knew that everything that was going on around them was crazy, but they knew that it was worth it. Because they knew that there was something better on the other side, and they knew the one who promised was faithful. So they didn't care. But here's the thing, and here's the biggest thing that I think people don't understand. People want to just sit there and talk about Jesus. They want to talk about Him being a good Savior, but they don't want to talk about Him being Lord. Him being Lord means that He's in charge of your life, and that you give anything up to follow Him. But see, people just want the Savior part, because people want to be saved, especially when they know what they're being saved from. But they don't want to know the other part. And the thing is, like I said, we're in a culture where it's very easy for us to just sit there and have our little Instagram photo with, like, the Bible tilted 20 degrees to the right, a cinnamon stick coming straight out of the coffee, and you having it highlighted and opened up and acting like you read that thing. But do you actually read that thing? Or do you just want to have a pretty picture? You just want to make it seem like you care about this faith when honestly, you're just making a show. I truly believe that the ones in this room, majority of you guys are people that are actually committed to this. Because who wants to come in early, like, to this? So I understand that. I understand that most of you guys already go to church. So understand that when I'm trying to tell you what real faith is, I'm not only saying this as people in this room that don't believe, but I'm saying that when you tell other people about the faith, make sure you're telling them about the real faith. Because when you put a filter on a picture that's already beautiful, that's already looking right, that's already looking good, it doesn't make any sense, right? Have you ever seen something so beautiful that it's just like, dude, if you put a filter on this, it would just mess it all up? Because it's just naturally beautiful. That's truthfully what the gospel is. The gospel is just beautiful how it is. We don't need to sit there and make it appear to be something else. We don't need to make it look like something that it's not, because it's already beautiful on its own. And there are certain people in this room that we have gotten accustomed to putting filters on our own life. So that's why we put filters on the Bible and we put filters on the gospel. I remember during high school, my filter was, hey, I'm going to sit there and try to make people think that I'm like always happy. I'm going to sit here and try to make people feel like, hey, everything is all right. When that wasn't always the case, but I wanted people to believe that. I wanted people to believe that I was accepted by people around me. I wanted people to believe that I was confident in myself, but it wasn't real. Understand that you don't have to put filters on who you are. God made you who you are for a reason. So, I guess my charge is for 3 different people today. I guess my call to action is for 3 different types of people that are in this room. There are going to be people that put, actually just 2 types of people. I'm sorry, I can't count. But there's people that put filters on themselves. There's people that try to act like something that they're not. Let's say just on Facebook, but not only on Facebook, just in general, trying to be a different person than who you are. That doesn't save anything. It doesn't help anything to try and be something more than what God has made you. Dude, I understand that you may think that you got problems. Well, dude, this is the loud voice God that can never stop talking, and God said, hey, I can use him. God can use you even despite what you may think is a flaw. You may be like, I hate my voice. But God might want you to use your voice to tell people about him. You might say, oh, I hate the way that I am. I hate this. I hate that. But God is like, I made you. You're beautiful just the way you are. You're great just the way you are. You don't need to put these filters on your life. You don't need to put these filters on who you are, because I already like what I see. And I made it for a reason. But the second group of people is the people that have been putting filters on their faith. People that have been making it seem like, hey, I don't need to sacrifice anything to believe in this. All I need to do is show up to a few FCA services, show up to a few youth services, make it seem like I care, sing along a little bit of worship. No. All of these things are good, but that's not what faith is. Faith is being able to know that something on the other side is coming. Even though it might not be coming yet, and even though there might be times where things get hard, even though there might be times where you feel like giving up, just knowing that, hey, there is something coming, and the one who promised is faithful. Don't put filters on your faith, and don't put filters on yourself. God has made something beautiful, and he's made this awesome picture. He's made this beautiful painting, and there's no reason to cover it up. There's no reason to say that it's not good enough. There's no reason to make it seem like it's something that it's not. And so I guess that's about what my biggest thing is to say to you guys today. When you guys are telling people about the gospel, tell people what it really is. Because like I said, it's already beautiful. I mean, really think about the fact that a king that has all the power in the world, owns everything, is willing to say, I'm going to put my life down for my subjects. For people that don't even deserve to live, I'm going to die for. Because I love them. And I want them to live a life with me forever. That is the gospel. And it's an amazing thing. And that's why we should live our lives for him. Not because of something that somebody's told you, not because of something that someone's made you believe, but because the gospel, because God cared for you so much. For God so loved the world that he sent his only begotten Son, so that whoever believes in him will not perish but have eternal life. That's the gospel. It's beautiful how it is. It doesn't need a filter. Don't let these filters get into your life. Don't let these filters change around the way you see Jesus. It's something worth giving up your life for. So, here's my thing. Anytime that you guys leave at FCA, there's got to be something that you're pulling away from what you guys get. You guys have got to actually live that out there. Because, truthfully, my high school years are done. I mean, that's just the truth. I'm not going to be in these hallways all the time. But you guys are. And when you guys start living out your faith authentically, or when people start seeing that it's real to you, that's when it becomes real to everyone else. Then you have to be able to communicate with them what the gospel is. Tell them who Jesus is. Because they're not going to know if you don't tell them. Alright, so I'm just going to pray over y'all as you guys are going out there and trying to live out what God has called you to do. So bow your head and close your eyes. Lord, thank you for bringing all these people here today. Thank you for letting me be able to show them kind of what real faith is in the context of sacrifice. God, I pray that everyone in this room, that they learn that faith is something that takes more sacrifice than just a Sunday or just a Wednesday or just a Friday at FCA. God, you have called them to live a life with you. You have called them to give time to you. You've called them to give their possessions for you. You called them to do things just for you. So God, let them not forget about sacrifice. I heard it once that Christianity without sacrifice is not Christ at all. So I pray that they remember the sacrifice, and I pray that they live life with no filter. Amen.